Amari Cooper is now going to be, for the first 2/3 of the fantasy season, weeks 1 through 12, going to be playing with Jacoby Brissett. And this just in, Jacoby Brissett's not nearly the player that Deshaun Watson is. And if you look over Jacoby Brissett's career, he started 37 games. He has 36 total touchdown passes, not in those starts, in other games in which he appeared as a backup or a fill-in as well. Yeah. The offense is just not going to be high octane through the air. It's hard to find a perfect analog for Amari Cooper, but if you look back to last season, Jacoby Brissett started, and the Dolphins' number one wide receiver, Jalen Waddle, is sort of following the model that I'm describing. He got plenty of volume. He had 8 targets in those 5 starts, 5.8 catches, 53.2 yards. That's fine. That's nearly a little over 11 fantasy points per game. Problem was he had 0 touchdowns. Yeah. 0 in those 5 starts that Jacoby Brissett made for the Dolphins last year. So I think given the now inconsistent resume of Amari Cooper, multiplied by the fact that touchdown equity just went down, I think Amari Cooper slides closer to wide receiver 30 as opposed to wide receiver 20. If he had Deshaun Watson for the full season or even half of it, he might have been able to be justified. I mean, certainly if he had Deshaun Watson for the entirety of it, he might be a top 15 wideout.
Absolutely. And now, with that being said, knowing that those 2 guys are the guys, what about some of those auxiliary pass catchers? David Njoku, Donovan Peoples-Jones, David Bell, late round flyers for people. Is it just based on what this offense is going to be? Is the goal take your flyers from another team? I
think so. And I think if I'm looking at those late round flyers, I'm just going to go target an offense that we think is going to score a whole bunch more points and touchdowns, right? Yep. You go find whether you think the Packers are going to be really good on offense this year, and you say, I'd rather take a Romeo Doubs versus a Donovan Peoples-Jones, or whether you think that there is somebody that's going to emerge that we haven't talked about enough.
KJ Osborne from the Vikings, if anything happens.
KJ Osborne, or whether you think someone in Kansas City is going to emerge, whether you think that Josh Palmer is going to be a useful third receiver for the Chargers. There are a lot of examples of guys that could be really good. Isaiah McKenzie for the Buffalo Bills stepping into bigger roles this year that I think I would pivot elsewhere. The touchdown upside is just, there's a large enough sample size to know that it's suppressed. The Browns are probably going to be closer to like 20 points per game as an offense than 30. Yeah. As a result of that, all the pass catchers just went down in value.
Yep.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.